He said I'm an outdoor girl.
And you're late.
Love her so much already. Hello, gals, blokes, and all other folks. My name is Mortius, and today I am here with Living It Up on Top. Now, I have already reacted to Living It Up on Top a couple of weeks ago. The reason I am here re-recording this intro is because I had a pretty significant misunderstanding about Living It Up on Top, where, as you guys might have seen in the previous videos, I wasn't totally sure about whether they were in the overworld or the underworld for what songs. And so I had a big misunderstanding about this piece that led to me just completely misinterpreting some themes, some lyrics, and just a lot about it. So I had some patrons let me know, hey dude, that ain't it, man. That's not quite what you wanted to get from this song. And so I wanted to actually go back through the song and check it out a second time with the new context. I also want to warn you guys that apparently my just sheer blatant misunderstanding was a little bit frustrating even to some of my longtime viewers and patrons. So if you do not want to endure like 10 to 15 minutes of a grown man listening to a song called Living It Up on Top and going, hey, do you think they're in the overworld or the underworld? Then skip to this timestamp. You're gonna miss my initial reaction, but I'm going to watch it again right now before I jump into the next recording so that I can see it and understand it with the correct interpretation. But if you wanna see my first time reaction, even with the misunderstanding, and then hop into my second reaction, they will both be in the same video. So thank you guys so very much for understanding. You're gonna hop right back into my old intro where I talk about it, watch the first reaction, and then we're gonna hop into this secondary reaction all in the same video. Let's do it. Hello, gals, blokes, and all other folks. My name is Mortius, and today we are here with the last episode of our first batch of Hadestown reactions. Now, you might have heard last episode and been like, wait, whoa, hang on. That's just because I'm going to be recording these about 3 to 4 episodes at a time, and today, this is my last recording session. I like to kind of say that just to give you guys a little bit of an idea for like, if it seems like right now I have a really good memory of what just happened, but next episode I'm suddenly like forgetting details or motifs or anything like that. That's why I kind of like to explain that as I go, just so you guys kind of have a better idea. So, I just within the last hour and a half have checked out the first 5 songs of Hadestown, and they were very interesting. The first 2 songs, we had Road to Hades and Any Way the Wind Blows, brought in such a different kind of style and vibe than what I was expecting. And then Come Home With Me is definitely my favorite song so far. I'm so bummed that the song that I've loved the most has been pretty by far the shortest. That I was like, oh man, what's up with that? But I'm really excited to continue going. This has been a fascinating little journey so far, getting to see the early stages of Orpheus and Eurydice. Hermes kind of taking us through as this like mentor. I was trying to say guider, and I was like, that's not a word. It might be a word, I don't know. As a guide and mentor to Orpheus, kind of wingmanning for Eurydice, even though his wisdom to keep it chill was not listened to. I still think that was really, really fun. Like, yeah, I'm just very, very interested to see where things go from here. And so far, they're relatively simple, I say in like significant air quotes, not actually air quoting because I have to fix my vest because it was falling and being uncomfy, but it's very simple so far. Like, there's not a lot of insane complexity to it. I'm really curious to see if like, because people have such a passionate draw to this show. So I'm really curious, like, because completely transparently, I'm very much interested in this show so far, but I'm not like in love with it yet. Come Home With Me got really close, but I'm not like dying to keep going for it yet. But I have to imagine that's going to change because people whose opinions I really trust love this show. And so I'm sitting here like, I feel like either, or maybe all three, but either or two or three, the story is going to really kick into gear. The characters are going to get really developed and like really audience attachment, or the music is going to get crazy more complex. Because so far, all of them are just, okay, you have me interested, which is a great place to be in this early on, but doesn't quite have the yeah factor for me yet. So I'm really curious which of those three things is going to happen first, because for the people I know to love this show as much as they do, something's going to kick into gear real soon. I just know it. So today we are going to check out Livin' It Up on Top. This one's going to be a shorter video than the other ones. And without any further ado, we are hopping right on in to Livin' It Up on the Top. Let's do it. And we are returning to the same animator as the first couple of songs we checked out, Murky Mosito. So thank you so much, Murky. Let's see this song.
And on the road to hell, there was a lot of waiting.
And on the road to hell, it was see, I told you, episode 1, I told you that was going to be a recurring motif. I called it. But I like that this one isn't hitting us with those, like, horns from before. This one's like this.
And on the road to hell,
Yeah, with like this. And that, ooh, I like this.
there was a lot of waiting.
Waiting,
Everybody waiting on the train.
waiting on the lady with the
Waiting on the train to bring that lady
Oh.
with the suitcase back again. She's never early, always late.
She's never early, always late. So this is Persephone coming back down to the underworld. And I still remain, are we in 2 timelines at once? That's my new theory. I feel like we are kind of going back and forth, like Hermes is kind of telling the story, but his stories are flashing in between. This is the now, this is the then. So the first song, he was like, look at all these people coming in on the train. And then he's like, but we're going to pause. Let's go back to the past, go to the overworld, tell the story of Orpheus and Eurydice, like getting to know each other, meeting, getting married, Orpheus's song. And now we're going to go back to the present. Persephone's coming in. And then I'm guessing we're going to go back up there to learn like how she, spoiler alert, dies. I'm curious. I'm really curious how the structure is going to continue.
waiting.
These days she never stays for long. The good things come to those who wait. Here she comes,
Well, it's like he said, I'm an outdoor girl.
and you're late.
Love her so much already.
Here she comes,
Well, it's like he said, I'm an outdoor girl.
Like he said, I'm an outdoor girl. Like, this is so sassy.
here she comes,
Well, it's like he said, I'm an outdoor girl.
and you're late again.
Right to the king of the underworld.
And you're late again.
Right to the king of the underworld.
Married? Like, where is that coming from? Holy cow.
Got a little thing called spring.
Are you wondering where I've been? Yeah. Where you been?
I'm wondering.
Been to hell and back again. But like my mama always said, brother, when you're down, you're down. But when you're up, you're up.
Oh! When you're down, when you're up, you're up. I actually have heard this part of this song before. I didn't know it was from Hadestown. I guess I know a snippet from more than one song from this. Okay.
Brother, when you're down, you're down. But when you're up, you're up. If you ain't 6 feet underground, you're living it up on top. Let's not talk about hard times. Pour the wine in summertime.
let's not talk about hard times existing as kind of a reversal of Eurydice in the last time, consistently going back to the hard times now, harder times ahead kind of vibe. I also love how clear it is that she is just beloved by everyone. Like they were just waiting for her to return.
Right now we're living it. How are we living it? Living it up. A brother right here, we're living it. Where are we living it? Living it up on top. Who makes the summer sun shine bright? That's right, Persephone. Who makes the fruit of the vine get ripe? Persephone. That's me.
That's me. Like, such a unique voice. Wow. This is just, yeah.
Who makes the flowers bloom again in spite of a man? You do. Who is doing the best she can? Persephone, that's who. Now some may say, well,
Interesting. She's coming back later and later. So ironic that I just highlighted that I appreciated that this was one of the stories where it seemed like the love was sincere, but maybe saying the love was sincere and using a past tense word like was is accidentally more accurate than I realized. I wonder if the love was sincere, but it's slowly like she's, coming in later and later. Like you're all wondering where I've been, kind of delaying coming down to the underworld. And then that look into her wine glass, who's doing the best she can. How you doing, sweetie? How you doing, girl?
Persephone, that's who. Now some may say the weather ain't the way it used to be. Let me tell you something that my mama said to me. You take what you can get, and you make the most of it. So right now,
on the road to hell. There was a girl who had always run away. You might say that it was in spite of herself that this young girl decided to stay. There was a poor boy with a lyre.
Who says times are hard?
Wait, hold on. I feel like I got very confused. I'm so sorry. Give me a moment.
On the road to hell. There was a girl who had always run away. You might say that it was in spite of herself that this young girl decided to stay.
On the train was a young... So is it just drawing parallels between Eurydice and... I'm so sorry. I don't think I understood the symbolism of that line. I might have really missed something here. But luckily, since this is the last recording session of the day, you'll actually probably be able to let me know in the comments before I start recording the next ones what I got wrong. Except not actually, because I'm gonna... Anyways, still let me know in the comments. It's good engagement. And patrons, you get this earlier. Tell me what I missed here, if you know, please.
There was a poor boy with a lyre.
Who says times are hard?
The flowers bloomed, the fruit got ripe, and the brother for a moment fell.
Anybody want a drink?
The world came back to life.
Because of Orpheus' song? Yeah! Ooh. Okay.
Come on, green thing.
Oh man, I'm sure this is such a fun dance interlude here. I wish I could see the stage version of this one. Maybe one day. I'm choreographing it. You're doing so so great, Murky. Thank you for your honesty. You're doing so great. Yeah, I can't imagine it's easy being an animator when there's a song that very blatantly and clearly has an on-stage choreography break. That is not... No one's gonna hold that against you, my dear. Groovy though. I've had some not nearly as much as like arrangement and other things I've talked about in the past, but I do have some very limited actually like experience helping with choreography and things like that. So in my head, I'm just like imagining this. So I'm like every time I hear like the do hey don't do ho, like I'm imagining like what they're doing on stage, and I'm like creating this scene in my head. And I wish you could all see it. Actually, no, don't. You don't want to see into my mind. It's a nightmare there. You're doing great, Murky.
Up on top, we ain't got much, but we're living it up. Just
Up on top, we ain't got much, but we're living it up. So like, there's always the implication of like, oh, if you're up on top, that means you've got the best stuff. But I love the way that this is established. Like, no. Even when we're up on top, physically, overworld versus underworld, even when we're up on top, we don't have much, but we're still living it up best we can. I like that.
enough to fill our cups. Living it up on top. Brother, pass that bottle around. 'Cause we're living it up.
Let the poet bless this round.
So they are in the underworld? Guys, I'm confused. I'm so sorry. I feel like, I hope this isn't a frustrating experience. I know like sometimes I'll watch reactors and they miss something really obvious and it's so frustrating. I just want to jump through the screen and be like, no, they said it. And I'm sure that's what's happened here. And I am so sorry. I'm so confused. I'm still loving it. I'm still enjoying it for what it is. It's not like too much of a detriment for me. Don't worry. But like, I don't understand where all of this is taking place. Why are like, so Orpheus was trying to bring back spring to the overworld, you would imagine, but now he's in the underworld when Persephone gets in? Is he trying to sing a song that brings spring to the underworld? Are they both already dead? I thought the whole mythos was that she was, spoiler alert, that she died and he went to like go get her. I'm very confused about where and when things are happening. Oh, maybe my theory about split timelines is still true and the song and spring and stuff is happening way in the past and this is after they're both already in the underworld.
To the patroness of all of this, Persephone, who has finally returned to us with wine enough to share, asking nothing in return, except that we should live and learn to live as brothers in this life.
I love how
And to
optimistic
trust
he
that
is.
she will provide. All right. And if no one takes too much, there will always be enough. She will always fill our cups.
I will.
And we will always raise them up to the world we dream about. And the one we live in now. 'Cause right now...
Oh, okay, that seemed really intimidating. No, that was a good thing. Okay, whoo, whoo. I don't know why that felt so intimidating, just like a footstep falling. I was like, whoa, what's about to happen? Okay, I want to catch this again, though.
She will always fill our cups.
I will.
And we will always raise them up to the world we dream about.
Is she jealous of their love? What is this expression? Is she jealous of, like, is she kind of like into Orpheus and is jealous of Eurydice? Is she just jealous of the fact that they seem to be so in love and if I was right earlier, she's maybe lost some?
To the world we dream about. And the one we live in now. 'Cause 'Cause right now we're living it. Living it up. Brother, right here we're living it. Listen here, I'll tell you how we're living it up on top. Living it up and we ain't gonna stop. Living it. How are we living? Living it up on top.
Cute. So you just watched the old reaction with all the misunderstandings, and now, if you would like to see me actually properly understand the song before I hop into the next couple of songs, I'm gonna do that right now. Here we go. Oh, I love this song. It's so groovy.
And on the road to hell, there was a lot of waiting.
So that's really where my biggest misunderstanding happened. On the road to hell. In my brain, that meant like a road into hell. As in like, you're already there and this is the road, like the town I'm in. If you were like the road into town, I would count that as like the road that's already past the like city lines. You know what I mean? So in my brain, the road to hell was in the underworld, and it was once you were already in the underworld, this is the road taking you to like the fields of Asphodel and Elysium and all of those places. That's where my biggest misunderstanding happened. But now I understand that the road to hell is on the mortal side of that pathway, which completely revitalizes the show for me, and thank you to my patrons for pointing that out.
She's never early, always late.
And so that obviously has a completely different understanding now. I mentioned in the old video, I was like, oh man, is she having issues with Hades? Like, is that why she's always late? Is because she doesn't want to go back? No, she's like lingering. She's lingering in the underworld. So that's like literally the complete opposite meaning of what I thought. She is delaying her return to the overworld. Can't imagine Mama Demeter is happy about that.
These days, she
I'm the world.
She forgot a little thing called spring.
She forgot a little thing called spring, so like the winters are lasting longer, which is why everything's dying. See, it all makes so much more sense now, and all it takes is a grown man whose job is to analyze music looking at a song called Living It Up on Top and realizing it's not about the underworld.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Who's doing the best she can? Persephone, that's who.
And so, is she, again, the opposite meaning of what I got last time, is she, like, having issues up here? Like, is she wishing she could spend all of her time in the underworld? Or could I not actually be the opposite? Like, could she still be having issues down there, but maybe she's, like, staying back to try and patch them up or something like that? I don't know. Like, she's... Everything up until this point, I feel like was the opposite of my original interpretation. But this one, like, she's doing the best she can. Like, now that I feel like her problems aren't what I thought before, I don't know what her problems are. And the fact that she's the only color besides Hermes is a very cool choice. And even Hermes is still monotone, even though he's one color, whereas Persephone has multiple colors that get to pop. I love that.
Up on top, we ain't got much, but we're living it up. Just enough to fill our cups. Living it up on top.
And now that we have just enough to fill our cup, like we ain't got much, we got just enough to fill our cups, kind of talking about that famine that, I almost said Odysseus, that Orpheus is trying to fix. Okay.
Brother, pass that bottle around.
Finally returned to us with wine enough to...
You know what's so interesting? I was commenting earlier about how cool it was that Persephone and Hermes were the only splashes of color in this environment. And I was wondering to myself if that was partially because of their divinity. How cool is it that Orpheus is the same monotone brown as the rest of the surroundings, but the light shining on him isn't? It gets to be a colorful ombre.
share. We'll always fill our cups.
I will.
And we will always raise them up
Oh.
to the world we
I'm
dream about.
still so curious about that, though. Why does she have such a I still, you know, I'm sticking with my original theory that there are some issues at home with Hades. Now, not so much that she's wanting to stop going home like my original interpretation, but yeah, it's still not completely happy.
And
Cool. All right, I'm glad I listened to that before I hopped in the next one. So before we flash back to old Mortius outro, I do want to mention that I am about to sit down and start recording the next couple. So that means by the time this is out, I am already multiple songs ahead. I might even be through Act 1 over on Patreon. So I mentioned, obviously, before that I'm doing kind of a different format, but I just wanted to kind of casually mention that real quick. So that was very, very fun. I liked that a whole lot. Like I said, I'm glad I listened to it again, and I'm glad I have a much better understanding moving in. So thank you so much, patrons. And yeah, hop back into the old outro right now. Wahoo! That's all the Hadestown I've got time for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so curious where this is gonna go. Like I said at the beginning, I know I can feel it leading somewhere. And I wish I didn't have to wait so long to know when, but I'm going to be recording another batch in 2 weeks. If you didn't catch the outro of my first video, I am going to be recording these faster than they are actually coming out. Going to be aiming for 3 to 4 episodes every 2 weeks so that I kind of build up that bank log there, and which allows me to experience the musical a little bit faster and more cohesively. So I am going to be checking out 2 weeks from recording. I'll be checking out the next bit, which means by the time this is out, those next 3 to 4 episodes are definitely already on the Patreon, and that stockpile will just be more and more videos past YouTube the farther we get into this show. I mean, depending on how the math works, by the time YouTube finishes Act 1, who knows, Act 2 could be completely done on the Patreon or getting close to it. So, if you want to, please consider supporting me over there, joining this list of lovely names who make videos like this possible. But even if you can't, I appreciate you being here, making sure that you are watching the videos all the way through, liking, commenting, all of those things that help the videos get noticed by other people and help bring me and this channel and this show more success. So thank you so much for being here, no matter where you're watching from. And as always, gals, blokes, and all other folks, I will see you in the next video. Bye!